Hey folks, this is Bill at Whole Life Soaps, and today I'm going to show you how I'm going to use some tools that I made with my 3D printer. So let me mix up some soap so we can go over what I'm doing here. Okay everyone, so I've got my soap mixer started. I didn't do anything other than just emulsify it so that I could separate it out, because I'm going to be making 3 different colors today. I've got some micas from Brambleberry. This is their Kermit Green mica, which is in this pot. This is their yellow mica. And this is their red mica. I like the looks of micas. I don't claim to be like 100% natural soap, because there's a lot of people say if you use a mica that it's really a natural soap. But micas are they're just lab-produced minerals that are used for color, and they're skin safe, and there's nothing wrong with them. But you know, I like them because I like cool-looking designs. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mix up all these colors, and I'm going to use what's called a soap puller. People have been making these out of all sorts of different household items. Like they've been taking dish strainers and making round molds out of PVC pipe, and they'll stick this in the bottom of the PVC pipe and attach a string to it and pull it up. And then the design that's in here hopefully translates over to the soap. As you can see, I work with these really long soap molds, because we make, 15 pounds per mold. That's what's cost effective for us. And I don't have a way to stack it vertically. So I'm going to experiment and see if this will pull through and create the same effect. So I'm going to layer my soap in different colors. And then when it pulls through, it'll mix together and create those shapes that you see here in the tool. Let me bring it up close to you. I made this yesterday on my 3D printer. I put a couple little handles on it right here, so that way when it sits in the mold, I have something to pull it with, because I'm not going to be able to attach a string to this while I pull it. So I'm going to have to, kind of keep my hand on it, steady it out, and push it along like this. So that's my goal. And so I've got my colors blended. I added in my scent. This is going to be cucumber melon soap. I'm always changing the way it looks, because I learned a new technique, and that just seems to always be the one that people want me to experiment with in terms of look. So let me just set this off to the side. Okay, so I'm gonna just pour this in a little bit at a time so that I can get some layers of color. And I don't care if they blend together at all. I just want them to be mixed as if I had stacked them vertically, right? So that way when I pull through, I can try to mimic some of that effect. It's going to be a good color profile, I believe. Just get it out. I always tell people when they make soap, get that last little bit out, because it's like a whole bar, and you're just throwing money down the drain if you don't get it into your soap. So now here's how it works. In theory, I should be able to put this in one end and drag it across the other. So I'm going to start over here, and I'm going to make one pass by pulling the soap through. And you want the soap thin enough that it can pass through the shape, but not so thick that it can't get through. And so we're right on the edge. I probably should have gone with a little lighter trace, but it's working. slow process. And there you have it. I'll show you in a separate video. So that's the soap pull method. So we'll see what that looks like in 24 hours. Probably by, probably in a couple of days from now, I'll take it out because I want to make sure it's good and set. Okay? Thanks. Hey guys, this is Bill at Whole Life Soaps in Wildwood, California. And today we are cutting soap, and I'm really excited to see how this one turned out. If you recall, the other day I was making some soap tools with my 3D printer. And I made a pull-through tool that rests on top of my mold. And then I can slide it across and pull through and remove it. The point of that technique is that you leave some sort of version of the design that you have. I don't know if this design was too complicated. Maybe it needs to be simpler, I don't know, but I'm hoping that it pulled through a cool technique. If this doesn't work, then I will go back to the drawing board and design something simpler and try it again. But I've got this sectioned off already. I have not peeked, so I'm seeing it with you for the first time. So let's, it's not bad looking soap, but it's not what I intended. But this was where I was struggling, was this part of the mold. Still, it's pretty. It's not, wasn't the plan, but it's pretty. But I can see where it wants to start adhering to the shape that was here. And it might be because I did it horizontally rather than vertically. But let's see what the rest of this looks like. Okay. So remember, this is what the soap tool looks like, right? And then when we look at the soap here, you see a little bit of that flurry where the holes were, where it got pulled through. So this one probably need to tweak the design a little bit. I probably made it too complicated. Here you can see some more of those pieces of the design. And then here as well. So, it wasn't totally unsuccessful. Not necessarily the result I wanted, but it's still a pretty looking soap. So I'll continue to play with that and perfect that. But I am excited to be able to make my own tools, because when you buy these things online, you're paying $20 a tool, and a spool of plastic thread, PLA plastic thread, for a printer costs about $20. That printer, I'm borrowing this one, but this printer only runs $200. So if you need tools, you want to make scrapers or things like that, when you order a bunch of stuff and you consider cost and all that stuff, it can get pricey, and you could have paid for it yourself. It's just time, and if you have the time to do it, I always believe that controlling every aspect of your craft and knowing how to do everything is kind of important. So anyway, it's not a total fail, not a total success, but I'm not unhappy with my result. I'll be selling this soap anyway. This is my cucumber melon. It always has these colors in it. And I always do something funky with the design on it. So anyway, Bill, Whole Life Soaps. Check us out online at wholelifesoaps.com. And when the quarantine is over, please visit us in our shop. We'd love to see you. We miss having people around. So, peace.